I guess, you know, people might think Conservatives want traditions to continue, and it's good to see the Scouts and the Guides continuing the tradition of interfering sexually with children. You can get trans fun badges. You can get bisexuality badges. I mean, this is for kids. Sexuality isn't a thing until you're, you know, at least 11 years old in Scotland. And if they don't talk to children about transitioning, where will the children get the ideas from? There's a whole industry that's risen up around child transitioning. You've got the people who manufacture the puberty blockers, the people who manufacture the hormones, you've got the therapists. I mean, all these people have got mortgages to pay. So if you don't get in there early to the Girl Guides and the Scouts and convince them, they're not going to have enough work to do. I mean, at the moment, the only growth industry in Britain is actually transitioning children. By 2034, Britain's economy is going to be 98% transitioning children. We need to make sure we're ready for it. The Guides are introducing gender-neutral toilets. I think that's incredibly important. I actually grew up, my parents had a gender-neutral toilet in the house growing up. I couldn't believe it. My mum and my dad both used the same toilet. I was like, we are so woke.
No, I think it's a good policy. Honestly, I think, first of all, getting British people to learn like 100 new words, that's fantastic. It really is. It's developing skills, so maybe in the future you can learn like a whole new language. I don't really get how they decide, how they determine what's feminine and what's masculine, because also kind of depends on geography. Like in Romania, I'm more non-binary. Here, I'm more masculine. I feel like it even depends on London. If I take a walk from Barking to Soho, I change like 3 genders. I think grammatically it does make sense, because like initially male and female, that was just, they were nouns. It just referred, it's a penis, it's a male, vagina, female. But then people started using it as like an adjective. So then you kind of had just 2 words for like all the penises and all the vaginas in the world. So now we just have more adjectives. Kind of makes sense. It feels like we're going in the same direction, but we're fighting each other on the way. But I do feel like it shouldn't be just about sexuality. We can add, like I feel like sizes, they're kind of hateful. They have like small, medium, and large. Not everybody who's large identifies with being large. So we could just rename them as well. I was thinking of having the size Tyrastic, the size Lavender. People could feel better about themselves.
Yeah.
I like that. I identify now as a 6'6", 5'7" man.
The Guides and the Scouts have brought out the style guide that also does away with terms that the Scouts aren't allowed to use. So you're not allowed to use the term dinner ladies. That's been replaced by school meal supervisors, because it's very important we don't assume the gender of the woman who's serving us dinner. They've banned the phrase Chinese whispers. So instead of Chinese whispers, it's called broken telephone. What they should change it to is Chinese telephone. Because when you use your Huawei phone, the Chinese government listens and then writes down what they think they heard. So it actually works out to be in Chinese whispers.
Radu, when you said you go from Barking to Soho and you change genders 3 times, are you sure you don't mean buses?
In every bus, there's a different gender.